Number 12, Jake Brinkner. Number 7, Chris Sundmark. Number 20, Brock Humber. Number 22, Tyler Lardy. Number 23, Luke Humber. Number 24, Max Hansen. Number 27, Peyton Randall. And number 34, Trevor Lardy. Draftees for Cold Spring, we have Colton Firth, number 15 from Pearl Lake. Number 25 from Pearl Lake, Justin Kunkel. And number 22 from Rogers, Luke Selkin. Cold Spring is managed by Tom Flicker. Ficker, I apologize. Excuse me. All right. Starting lineup. Leading off, number 5, the center fielder, Tyler Geislinger. Batting second, number 2, the shortstop, Jordan New. Batting third, number 1, the third baseman, David Jonas. Batting fourth, number 19, the second baseman, Alex Geislinger. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 14, Kelvin Kaltoff. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 21, Austin Duffner. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 29, Nick Suklazchek. That's close, maybe. Number 8, batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 3, Sam Distel. He is batting for the pitcher, number 11, Ryan Hennon. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 15, Brady Lynn. Cold Spring comes to us from Regional 11, where they got third place. They play in the Central Valley North. All right, home team. First, the reserves for Starbuck. Number 1, Blake Andreas. Number 3, Mitch Gruber. Number 9, Brian Gruber. Number 15, Paul Johnson. Number 22, Colin Richards. Number 26, Tori Johnson. And coaches, number 6, Bob Hendrickson. Number 10, K.O. Aslagson. And draftees, all from Milroy. Number 14, Austin Dietz. Number 12, Nathan Dietz. And number 24, Isaac Schmidt. Starbuck is managed by Mike Andreas. Now, the starting lineup for the Stars. Leading off, the shortstop, number 4, Mike Gruber. Batting second, the second baseman, number 12, Darian Alexander. Batting third, the pitcher, number 19, Austin Versteg. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 24, Matt Gruber. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 11, Mike Kragenbring. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 25, Mike Andreas. He is batting for number 2, the center fielder, Connor Westberg. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 13, Jack Hendrickson. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 7, Andy Tope. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 5, Aaron Versteg. Starbuck comes to us from Region 4, where they were the runner-up. They play in the County Line League. It's time to play some ball, the nightcap for Saturday's slate of games. Here we go. Let's play ball.
All right, indeed. Let's play some ball here. Our nightcap in Springfield. And welcome, everyone. I'm Ryan Phelps, getting sent for some action between Cold Spring and Starbuck. Cold Spring, the visitors, so they will be batting first. Let's take a quick look once again at their starting lineup at the plate. It'll be Geislinger, New, Jonas, Alex Geislinger, that was Tyler, the first one, Calvin Kaltoff, Austin Duffner, Nick Skluzacek, Sam Distel, Brady Lynn, and the pitcher, Ryan Hennon. He'll not bat. Lynn is the number 9 batter. Looking at the fielders for Starbuck, the pitcher is Austin Versteeg. Austin Versteeg, the pitcher, as you see him dealing out there, getting ready in his warm-up pitches. He's pitching to the catcher, Mike Kragenbring. Across the infield, the third baseman, Matt Gruber. Shortstop, Mike Gruber. The second baseman is Darian Alexander. And the first baseman is Hendrickson. In the outfield, from left to right, Aaron Versteeg, Colin Westberg, and Andy Tope. And that's a look at your Starbuck Stars in the field. So the Cold Spring Rockies will come to the plate first. Led off by Tyler Geislinger.
Cold Spring, the center fielder, number 5, Tyler Geislinger.
Austin Versteeg dealing to Geislinger. First pitch hits the glove at 8:17 p.m. It is 79 degrees and mostly clear skies here in southern Minnesota. First pitch was a ball. That one is tight as well. 2-0 the count to Geislinger. Versteeg winds and fires this one up the middle to Alexander. He's there over to Hendrickson. The throw is high, and Geislinger is in with a leadoff. Let's see if it's a single or an error. It was a sharply hit ball to Alexander, but the throw was high. As Jordan New comes to the plate, it is E4.
Jordan New.
So E4 is the call. So Geislinger without a hit, but he does get on base. And Jordan New comes to the plate. He's the shortstop. Versteeg winds and fires. That one's in there for a strike. 2-1. The scoreboard here is having some issues. Ours seems to be okay, but the scoreboard here in stadium still has the names from the previous game, as bunt is shown by New. He'll gather it back up again. Does the catcher Kragenbring. New back into the batter's box. 3-1 count with a runner on first and Geislinger. And he's caught. Oh, great move over to first by Versteeg. They catch Geislinger heading towards second, and that's out number 1. A beautiful move by Versteeg, the right-hander. And now they've corrected the scoreboard. It says 1-1 now. It said 3-1, and I thought those 2 balls got up there. They must have had a problem with it. So the official count now is 2-1 to New. 1 out. This one driven to shallow left. Aaron Versteeg is in. Hardly had to move his feet at all. And he'll squeeze the leather for that. And out number 2. So David Jonas, the third baseman now.
The third baseman, David Jonas.
Played at St. Cloud Tech. So 2 away as Versteeg pitches from the windup, driven right to Alexander, bobbles this one, scoops it up, makes the throw, and it is in time for out number 3. Unconventional, but the Rockies go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. Nobody left on here in the top half of the first inning. Cold Spring nothing. Starbuck is coming up to bat here in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
After 1/2 inning, remember.
Back here in Springfield, we're just through a half inning of play, and it's 0-0 with Cold Spring and Starbuck. You're looking at Cold Spring pitcher Ryan Hennon, who was the Junior College Player of the Year back in 2017. Quite an honor from Century College. So you know he can bring it on the mound. Starbuck hitters will have their work cut out for them. Those hitters include Mike Gruber, the leadoff, Darian Alexander, Austin Versteeg, Matt Gruber, Mike Kragenbring, Mike Andrews, he's the DH batting for, he's the DH batting for Connor Westberg. Eric Henriksen, Andy Tope, and Aaron Versteeg.
Number 4, Mike Gruber.
For the Cold Spring Rockies in the field, the pitcher Ryan Hennon, catcher Calvin Kaltoff, third baseman David Jones, Jordan New at short, Alex Geislinger at second, Austin Duffner is at first. Across the outfield, Nick Skluzacek, Tyler Geislinger, and Brady Lynn. Mike Gruber, the shortstop, will lead off for the Stars. First pitch is in there for a strike from Ryan Hennon. So just underway here in the bottom of the first as Hennon delivers in there. 2 straight strikes, 0-2. Tom Ficker, the manager for Cold Spring in his 26th year. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the first strike out of the ball game for Ryan Hennon. That'll bring up Darian Alexander.
Second baseman, number 12, Darian Alexander.
Alexander, actually a Cold Spring native and Ricori senior this year, heading into his senior season. He takes the first pitch for a strike, so 4 straight strikes delivered by Hennon. That pitch catches the outside corner for strike 2, and Hennon is dealing here for Cold Spring. Wind up in the pitch, that one low. First ball of the game on the 6th pitch for the JUCO Player of the Year in 2017. Hennon winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Hennon. That'll bring the pitcher, Austin Versteeg.
Number 19, Austin Versteeg.
So left-handed pitcher versus right-handed batter. Pitcher versus pitcher. Hennon taking on Versteeg. This one fouled out of play over the right field, or I should say first base dugout. Just underway here in Springfield. State Amateur Ball tournament on PrepSpotlight.tv. That pitch in there for a strike. Hennon is bringing the heat so far. He's thrown 9 pitches, 8 of them strikes. Make that 9. Strikes out the side. 2 swinging, 1 looking. And Starbuck goes down in order. We head to the second inning, still scoreless with Cold Spring and Starbuck. The Rockies are coming up to bat next here in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Worthwhile. And while you're down there, stop by J. Rickard Bats. Holy cow, does he have some really cool bat stuff, mugs, and all kinds of things that he can do for you. Take a look. Thank you to all the volunteers today. We're in game 4. We've got lots of people here at the ballpark, especially those people in the bright yellow shirts. Those are people that if you have questions on anything, you can find those people and they will help you figure out what you need.
We're back here in Springfield, Minnesota. Oh, about a half hour west of New Ulm. Beautiful small town Minnesota, great ballpark.
The second baseman, Alex Geislinger.
And we've seen some great baseball so far. Alex Geislinger, the second baseman, played at St. Mary's, will lead off for Cold Spring. He takes a first pitch strike from Austin Versteeg. He ended the bottom half of the first inning striking out himself. Well, he didn't strike out himself. He also struck out. All the games I've seen so far this weekend, which haven't been many, there's been 5, I haven't seen one pitcher strike out the side like that as Geislinger leads off with a single on a sharp hit to left. And that'll bring up Calvin Kaltoff, the catcher.
Number 14, Kelvin Kaltoff.
Played at NDSU. So first hit of the ball game, as you recall, Tyler Geislinger, the center fielder, reached first on an error, and now heading over on an error himself is Alex Geislinger, as he'll reach second base. E1 is the call on the board. So nobody out for Kaltoff with a runner on second. Shows bunt, misses. Nobody covering second. If Kragenbring even wanted to throw that, but he did bluff the runner back, Geislinger. First baseman Hendrickson way in. The swing, the shortstop Gruber is there. He's going to throw to third, and the tag is in time. Beautiful play by Gruber. Mike to Matt on the 6-5 putout to advance. To put out the lead runner, Geislinger. So Kaltoff reaches on the fielder's choice, and now Austin Duffner, the first baseman, comes to the plate with one away and a runner on first. This one driven up the middle, into the glove of Alexander. No, he bobbled it. And that will be a hit. A sharply hit ball by Duffner. So runners on first and second for Nick Skluzacek.
Brings up the left fielder, number 29, Nick Skluzacek. Thank you to all the people who have helped me.
As the PA announcer gets a round of applause. He mispronounced that name earlier. That's a tough one. We have lots of Skluzaceks in Lonsdale, which is why I know the name well. That one high on the first offering to Skluzacek from Austin Versteeg. Versteeg fires and catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. One out here in the second inning. Top of 2 for Cold Spring. Versteeg checks the runner at second. That's called off. This one fouled back. It's a little quieter crowd here tonight than what we've seen earlier today. A little smaller crowd. Both towns hailing from central Minnesota. Cold Spring just southwest of St. Cloud. Swing and a miss for strike three as Skluzacek goes down swinging. That'll bring Sam Distel to the plate, the designated hitter.
Sam Distel.
Starbuck located just southwest of Alexandria on beautiful Lake Minnewaska. Beautiful area of the state. Both are. Cold Spring's a very nice town as well. Swing and a miss for Distel. So the Cold Spring team largely, virtually all of them, attend Rocori High School. And the Starbuck players, and the throw to second is safe. Thought they might have had him. That was a close play. Nice move by Versteeg. He's already thrown one player out. That was Geislinger in the first inning. Tyler picked him off at first. The Starbuck athletes attended Minnewaska High School, Minnewaska Area High School. That one fouled straight back. Minnewaska located right between Glenwood and Starbuck. Tucked away on the north side of the lake. Known especially for their golf. Their girls' golf team is a dominant force in the high school ranks. No balls, 2 strikes to Distel. This one fouled off and in play, but barely. Gruber couldn't get there. I mentioned Tom Ficker, the manager for Cold Spring in his 26th year. He played from 93 to 02. He was an 85 grad of Rocori. Mike Andreas, in his 15th year as a manager for Starbuck, played for 31 years and still is on the roster. We'll see him tonight. He was a 92 high school grad. Versteeg pitches high. 1-2 the count. Runners on first and second. Kalthoff on second. Duffner on first. With 2 away, here's the 1-2 pitch from Versteeg. It's in the dirt. Swing and a miss. The throw down to first is good for out number 3. And the Rockies are down here in the second. 2 strikeouts for Versteeg. They do get 2 hits, no runs, and 2 left on. After 1.5, we're still scoreless with Cold Spring and Starbuck. Live coverage of the Minnesota State Amateur Baseball Tournament continues next here in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
After 1 1/2 innings, we have no score. Leading off the bottom of the second for Starbuck, the third baseman, number 24, Matt Gruber.
Back here in Springfield, heading to the bottom of the second inning. We'll see Matt Gruber, Mike Kragenberg, and Mike Andreas, the designated hitter, all due up here for the Stars. 3 straight strikeouts in the first inning for Hennon on the hill for Cold Spring. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1 to the leadoff hitter here in the second, Gruber. That one catches the outside corner, now 1-2 as Ryan Hennon continues to deal here for the Rockies. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4 straight strikeouts for the big left-hander. That'll bring Mike Kragenbring, the catcher, to the plate. Safe to say Hennon is feeling it early here on the mound in Springfield. That one's in there for a strike. This one popped up. Geislinger back. Lynn is in from right field, and he'll make the catch. So the first ball hit into play goes right into the glove of the right fielder, Brady Lynn, for out number 2.
Batting number 25, the designated hitter, Mike Andreas.
And the manager, by the way, Mike Andreas, in his 15th year, as I mentioned. He's a 92 high school grad from Minnewaska. 31 years with this team as he fouls one back. That man is a player. Long time in the game. That's in there for a strike. 0-2 now the count from Hennon to Andreas. Andreas gets a piece of that and fouls it back. Ryan Hennon ahead in the count, 0-2, and timeout is called by Andreas. Two away here, bottom 2, as the left-hander faces the manager. Fouled sharply down the first base line. So the count remains 0-2. Hennon kicks and fires. Popped up. Might stay in play. Jonas tracking Hennon. Jonas bobbles. Oh, he couldn't grab onto it. I thought he had it in a juggling act, but he couldn't quite snare it. Those boys were moving good out there, too. Both Hennon and Jonas. And Kaltoff, even the catcher, was in play. But just a loud, high, fun strike. Count remains 0-2. Hennon from the windup. Lefty kicks and fires. Fouled off again. Manager Mike Andreas, the designated hitter, showing the youngsters how to stay alive in these at-bats against the big left-hander. Driven up the middle. New has it bounce in front of him. The throw to first is in time. The 6-3 put out. And the Stars are down here in the second inning. Hendon has struck out 4 and has faced the minimum thus far. They go down in order as we head to the third. Cold Spring coming up to bat next here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Leading off the third for Cold Spring, the right fielder, number 15, Brady Lynn.
Welcome back, everyone, to Springfield, Minnesota, in the State Amateur Baseball Tournament here on PrepSpotlight.tv. I'm Ryan Phelps as we're in the number 9 spot for Cold Spring here in the top of the third inning. Driven hard to the left side. Gruber is there. Mike makes the long throw, and it's in time to retire Lynn. As we head back to the top of the order in Geislinger. He reached on an error.
Number 5, Tyler Geislinger.
Geislinger reached on an error back in the first inning and then was thrown out, getting hung up between first and second. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. The pitch a little tight, 1-1. Versteeg winds and fires. This one flared to left. Tracking is Versteeg, and he's underneath it. That's Aaron Versteeg, who tucks it away for out number 2. So that'll bring up New.
Number 2, the shortstop, Jordan New.
He flew out to left back in the first inning for out number 2. And he comes to the plate here with nobody on and 2 away. That pitch in there for a strike. Austin Versteeg continues to deal this one. Driven down the first baseline, fair. New will round first and head to second as it's trapped against the wall. And New is in with a 2-out stand-up double. A sharply hit ball just inside the bag.
Third baseman, number 1, David Jonas.
So David Jonas comes to the plate now with a runner in scoring position. And 2 away. That ball was scorched down the first base line. Jonas steps out of the batter's box and back in again. Versteeg winds and fires. That one's in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Jonas from Austin Versteeg. New is on second, flirting a bit, and timeout is called. Right in mid-kick by Versteeg. Now we're ready to go. Count remains 0-1 with 2 outs. In there for a strike. 0-2. Top of the third inning. 2 outs and a runner on second. No balls, 2 strikes for Jonas. Fouled back. Still an 0-2 count. Runner on second, and they're going to try to pick him off, but second baseman Darian Alexander not quite close enough. They do keep the base runner new on his toes, however. Count still 0-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And the Rockies are down here in the third. They get one hit on a double by New, but he's stranded on second as we head to the bottom of the third. The Stars are coming up next here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Bottom of the third, still no score. We are so happy to be able to play baseball and to host state tournament games here at Riverside Park during this pandemic. However, we need to follow strict rules regarding social distancing and respecting others in the ballpark. If the rules are not followed, the game will be stopped, and we will remind everyone to please respect our social distancing requirements. Overall, the Minnesota Baseball Association is extremely proud of how everyone is working hard to keep people safe, keep our ballparks open, so that we can all continue playing, watching, and enjoying baseball. We thank you for your help and support.
We head to the bottom of the third here in Springfield. Scoreless game with Cold Spring and Starbuck. Starbuck Stars coming up next as Ryan Hennon has been lights out thus far. Although it's still early, he's faced just 6 batters through 2 innings. Coming up this inning for the Stars of Starbuck, Eric Hendrickson, Andy Tope, and Aaron Versteeg. Batters 7, 8, and 9.
Leading off the bottom of the third for Starbuck, the first baseman, number 13, Jack Hendrickson.
I'm sorry, Jack Hendrickson. I said Eric. It's Jack Hendrickson. My apologies, Jack. Hennon back on the mound. He's got 4 strikeouts out of 6 batters faced. This one's driven, and it may land, and it does. The first hit of the ball game for the Stars. And it's a leadoff single for Jack Hendrickson on a sharply hit ball to right center field.
Right fielder, number 7, Andy Tope.
So Andy Tope now comes to the plate, and we'll see Hennon pitch from the stretch for the first time tonight. Hennon checks the runner and delivers. Bunt shown, and it's fouled back into the netting. No balls, 1 strike here. Nobody out. Runner on first is Hendrickson. Tope at the plate. Kind of a no thank you throw over to first by Hennon. Now he kicks and fires. Bunt shown again. This one goes foul as well, so 0-2 now is the count to the right fielder, Tope. Aaron Versteeg due up next. Then we head to the top of the order for Mike Gruber. Two strikes on Tope, as Hennon tries to keep Hendrickson honest over there at first. Still 0-2. As Hennon kicks and fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout of the game for the big lefty.
Number 5, the left fielder, Aaron Versteeg.
Aaron Versteeg, the left fielder, now at the plate with 1 out, runner on first in Henriksen. A hard pitch in there, but a little high. So Hennon with 5 strikeouts out of 8 batters faced so far. Kicks and fires, strike 1. Swinging and missing was Versteeg. Hennon checks the runner and delivers. That one's in there for a strike. The count is 1-2 now with 1 out. Henriksen with the leadoff single to right is on first base. First hit of the ball game for the Stars. It came here in the 3rd inning. Toss back to first. This one hit to the left side. New is there. Over to 2 for 1. The relay throw is not made. They do count the out even though the ball was bobbled. The catch was made, and so the out on the 6-4 putout retires Henriksen. Versteeg reaches on the fielder's choice, and we head back to the top of the order.
Back to the top of the order, shortstop, number 4, Mike Gruber.
So Mike Gruber comes to the plate. He struck out in the 1st inning. Versteeg on first with the fielder's choice. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. Lefty versus lefty. Hennon keeping those runners honest over at first base. First it was Henriksen, now Versteeg. That pitch just off the inside corner for a ball. So the 1-0 pitch now from Hennon. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. 2 outs here with a runner on first in Versteeg. That's Aaron Versteeg, the left fielder, going into his senior year of high school this year. Congratulations to him. Best of luck. That pitch outside. Two and 1 is the count. 2 outs. Bottom 3. The Starbuck Stars at the plate facing Ryan Hennon. This one flared foul. So 2-2 now is the count. Hennon looking for strikeout number 6, and he's going to get him caught in the middle. The throw over to second. The tag is made for out number 3, and the Stars are down. We head to the 4th inning. It's scoreless with the Stars and the Rockies. Cold Spring coming to bat next here in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Summary for Star. top of the fourth for Cold Spring. The second baseman, number 19, Alex Geislinger.
Back here in Springfield, getting set for the fourth inning, top of four, with the Cold Spring Rockies taking the plate. Geislinger will lead off. He reached in the second inning on a ground ball to left. This one's popped up to the left side. Gruber is underneath it. He'll make the catch right on the foul line for a quick out of Geislinger. I was going to say Geislinger reached on a ground ball that made it to left field.
Brings up the catcher.
He was ultimately
14,
thrown out
Calvin Kalta.
on a hit to the shortstop. Mike Gruber fielded and threw over to Matt Gruber, and he was tagged out at third base. This is Kaltoff. Kaltoff reached on a fielder's choice, the one I was just referring to. Calvin Kaltoff. This one bounces on the powdered stripe. So 1-1 now with one away. It's always entertaining listening to the stunt monkey here for the Mankato Moondogs. Slinging beverages. We can hear him very clearly throughout the ballpark. That pitch high and tight, 2-1. Austin Versteeg on the mound with one away. Dealing to Calvin Kaltoff. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. It's now 2-2. Versteeg kicks and fires. And they got him with strike three. Oh no. Oh, they're going to check to make sure he did not check his swing. He didn't indeed. And so the strikeout is called.
Austin Duffner.
Versteeg doing a fine job himself on the mound. That's strikeout number 4 for Austin. This is Duffner to the plate now for Cold Spring. Duffner, the first baseman, hit a sharp grounder off the second baseman's glove to reach. And this one's driven to left center field. Aaron Versteeg under it. Westberg is there as well. Versteeg makes the catch, and he'll tuck it away for out number 3. And the Rockies go down in order here in the 4th. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning. The Stars are coming to bat. You're watching live coverage of the State Amateur Baseball Tournament here on PrepSpotlight.tv, live from Springfield.
Go and grab a cool. I'm not sure where Lumber's at now. Those guys are the co-chairs for this tournament here in Springfield, and it wouldn't have happened without them. So thank you very much. Also, don't forget the merchandise. I'm just piling everything in here. Merchandise. Go grab yourself a program. $3. $3 for the rosters and the tournament schedule and all kinds of fun stuff. Grab one of those and stop by J. Rickert Bats when you're down there. All kinds of cool stuff. Baseball related. Grab something that, see what he can make for you.
We head to the bottom of the 4th. Ryan Hennon on the mound.
The bottom of the 4th for Starbuck.
Pitched a gem so far.
Number 4, Mike Gruber.
But let's not overlook Austin Versteeg's accomplishments on the mound as well. showing bunt as we head back to the top of the order. Mike Gruber, the shortstop, struck out to start the game. Hennon's given up one hit, although he still has faced the minimum due to the double play. And I shouldn't say that. It was not a double play. What that was being thrown out at first. Trying to steal second was Versteeg. I beg your pardon. That's how the third inning ended. So Gruber was batting, and he's batting again now. That one brushes the outside corner. Count is now 2-2. That one skips in the dirt to make the count full, 3-2. That's the only time we've seen that happen tonight so far in this young game from Hennon. The 3-2 pitch. Oh, swing and a miss, and that bat went flying. A loud strikeout for Gruber. The 6th of the game for Hennon. And that brings up Alexander, who struck out back in the first. Darian Alexander, the second baseman.
Number 12, Darian Alexander.
Alexander, a Minnewaska High School senior this coming year. Good for him. Facing the tough Ryan Hennon, who has been dealing thus far for Cold Spring. That pitch inside. Ball one, 1-0, with one away here in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth. I have fifth on our scoreboard. That's incorrect. There we go. It is the fourth inning. Hennon fires, breaking ball, did not break enough. It's now 2-1. Hennon wheels and fires, swing and a miss by Alexander. Strike two. 2-2 now with one away here in the fourth. Home half of the fourth inning for the Starbuck Stars. Hennon just misses outside, and the count is full once again. The crowd holding their breath that time. That's 11 batters, 7 strikeouts for Ryan Hennon as he is dealing on the mound tonight for Cold Spring.
Pitcher, number 19, Austin Versteeg.
Versteeg comes to the plate. He struck out to end the first inning, as the fourth is looking very much like the first. 3 straight strikeouts for Hennon to start the game. He's got 2 in a row here to start the fourth inning. That one's inside, off the shoestrings. I think the call to order from the Starbuck dugout is get the bat off your shoulder and swing. That's what we saw the manager do, Andreas. Check swing that time. He did go around, Versteeg did, for strike one. It's 1-1 with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. The Cold Spring Rockies in the field. They have 3 hits on the board. 1 so far for Starbuck. This one up the middle, past Hennon, past the diving shortstop New, and into center field. And Alexander is aboard, Versteeg is aboard with a 2-out single. That'll bring Gruber to the plate.
Baseman, number 24, Matt Gruber.
So the second hit of the night for Starbuck. First pitch of ball, 1-0. Hennon kicks and fires. That one's in there for a strike. Matt Gruber, the third baseman, at the plate with a 1-1 count as Hennon throws back over to get Versteeg and keep him honest. And again, he tosses back. A couple of heavyweight pitchers on the mound here tonight. Ryan Hennon dealing for Cold Spring. Special thanks to my buddy Travis Skovlik. Just alerted me to the fact that Austin Versteeg, who's now on first base, pitching for Starbuck, is a two-time MIAC Player of the Year for Concordia Moorhead. So some highly decorated pitchers tonight for these two squads. Ryan Hennon, the 2017 JUCO Player of the Year for Century College. I mentioned to Alex Berg before the game that this might be a quick one with how good these pitchers are, and it's been going very quickly thus far. Hennon delivers, swing and a miss, strike two. Up quickly was Kaltoff with it. So 2-2 now with two away. Bottom of the fourth inning here. Scoreless game with the Rockies and Stars. Hennon throws it back over to first. Duffner is there to keep Versteeg honest. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Hennon does it again. That's number 8 on the game for the big lefty. We'll head to the fifth inning, still scoreless with the Stars and the Rockies. Cold Spring is coming to bat next here in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Leading off, top of the fifth for the Rockies, the left fielder, number 29, Nick Skluzacek.
Back here in Springfield, Nick Skluzacek at the plate for Cold Spring in a scoreless ball game with Versteeg dealing for the Stars of Starbuck. This one drilled right to the shortstop, a one-hopper And the throw is in time. Skuzacek, a good hustle down the line, but Mike Gruber, with that strong arm from the shortstop position, makes the throw. And the 6-3 putout.
Brings up the designated hitter, number 3, Sam Distel.
Distel just graduated from Rocori. He's going to be heading to St. John's University just down the road. Congratulations to him. That pitch just off the shoes for Distel, the DH. He struck out back in the second inning. Check swing, strike one, excuse me. First pitch was a ball, that was a strike. 1-1 the count. One away here in the fifth. Driven to the left side, and that one's gonna land safely in shallow left field. Fourth hit of the game for Cold Spring, a one-out single for Distel.
Brings up the right fielder, number 15, Brady Lynn.
So Brady Lynn hit into a 6-3 putout back in the third inning. He's in the 9 spot. Lynn, the right fielder, is a senior this year at Rocori. So we got a couple of current high schoolers on each of these rosters, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to play high school ball last spring due to COVID. So good to see them here playing at the amateur state tournament. That pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. 1-1. Couple of highly decorated pitchers in this one. Explains the time of game. It's cruising by. Driven to short. Gruber is there. He'll touch 2. Throw to 1 for the double play. 6-6-3. And we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Still scoreless with Rocori and Starbuck. The Stars are coming up next here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
For Starbuck, the catcher, number 11, Mike Kragenbrink.
Back here in Springfield, thanks for joining us, everyone, on a beautiful Saturday night in southern Minnesota. Starbuck coming to the plate. Leading off will be Kragenberg, who flew out to right back in the second inning. As Hennon kicks and fires, first pitch is low for ball 1. 8 strikeouts so far for Hennon. 4 for Versteeg. This one driven to left side, and that one gets through for a hit. A leadoff single for Kragenberg. Excuse me, Kragenbrink. My apologies. And the designated hitter and manager, Mike Andreas.
Leadoff single brings up the designated hitter, Number 25, Mike Andreas.
Andreas hit into a 6-3 put out, grounded out back in the second inning to end the inning. That was after a long at-bat, the longest of the game so far.
Number 3, Mitch Gruber.
So Mitch Gruber, number 3, will run, pinch run for Kragenberg, the catcher. Kragenbring. So nobody out, runner on first is Gruber, as he's kept honest. Andreas in his 15th year as the manager, 31st year with the club. Bunts it down the first baseline. Hennon is there, looks to first, throws, and makes the out, retiring Andreas and successfully moving Gruber over to second with the sacrifice.
Sacrifice bunt brings up the first baseman, number 13.
So Jack Hendrickson
comes
to the plate now. He singled to right to start the third inning before he was thrown out. Looking back on my score sheet, trying to figure out what happened there. That was just a 6-4 put out. He reached and was ultimately thrown out at second. That's high for a ball, so the count now 1-1 with one out. Runner on second is Gruber, pinch running for Kragenbring. Hennon fires, swing and a miss, strike two. One out here in the fifth for Starbuck. And the 1-2 pitch coming from Hennon as he kicks and fires at pitch high. 2-2 now. Gruber pinch running. He's on second after the sacrifice by Andreas. Moved him from first to second. Hennon fires. This one fouled off. 2-2 with one away. Count is even. This one driven to the gap in right center. Lynn is in, and he makes a diving catch, and the throw back to second for out number 3. What a play by Brady Lynn. And Starbuck is down here in the fifth. We're still scoreless as we head to the sixth inning. Cold Spring coming to bat here on PrepSpotlight.tv. duel,
for the
no
Rockies,
doubt.
The center fielder, number 5, Tyler Geislinger.
Back to the top of the order for Tyler Geislinger. As Versteeg, the right-hander, is on the mound. No walks for either pitcher either. That one's right down Main Street for a strike. Nary a breeze here in Springfield. Oh, that one hit him. Just as I say there are no walks, we still have no walks. One hit by pitch, though, as Geislinger gets a free pass. Well, not necessarily free. He might wake up with a bruise tomorrow.
Jordan New.
But gladly, he'll take it. Jordan New now to the plate. Doubled back in the third inning on a sharp single down the first baseline that ended up in the corner. He shows bunt but pulls it back. Versteeg checks the runner at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bunt shown. Pulled back again. It's 2-0. New steps in. Now the throw to first. Sliding back is Geislinger. The 2-0 pitch now. Another bunt shown, and it's pulled back again. It's now 3-0. So we'll see if New even sticks the bat out this time. Geislinger staying close to first right now. He does show the bunt, and he takes the 4-pitch walk. Smart at bat for New there on that last pitch. So hit by pitch and a walk, and all of a sudden Cold Spring is threatening here in the 6th.
Brings up the third baseman, number 1, David Jonas.
David Jonas grounded out in the first, struck out in the third. He's 0 for 2. But nobody out, and runners on first and second. Versteeg in a jam. This one driven to left center field. It'll score 1 for sure. 2 will score as they wave home both Geislinger and New. And Cold Spring on a double. With 2 runs batted in for Jonas, lead 2-0. What a shot by Jonas. That was labeled for the gap all the way. And so a hit batter and a walk lead to 2 runs and a 2-0 lead.
Second baseman, Alex Geislinger.
And now Alex Geislinger comes to the plate with a runner on second. Still nobody out here for Cold Spring in this 6th inning. That pitch is well over the head of the catcher. Took a nice bounce off the netting. And a smart play by Geislinger to tell his teammate Jonas to stay at second. No doubt Kragenbring would have had a play. So 1-0 the count. Nobody out here. Top 6. First time we've seen Versteeg less than perfect on the mound. Well, not perfect, but very, very good tonight. That one gets away from the catcher. That advances the runner, Jonas, over to third. I think that'll be a wild pitch. See if they put it up on the board. Nothing yet, but I think that's on the pitcher. It seemed like it hit the dirt awfully early. So runner on third now, nobody out. And a 2-0 count to Geislinger. Swing and a miss, strike one, 2-1 now. Two and one the count, nobody out, runner on third. That one's right down the middle. Strike two, 2-2. Geislinger reached back in the second inning and was thrown out in a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss, strike three. That's out number one. So Jonas with a 2 RBI double scores Geislinger a new. He advanced to third on a wild pitch, and now Kaltoff comes to the plate with a runner on third and one out here for Cold Spring in the top of the sixth inning. Versteeg checks the runner at third and fires. That one's in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high. Off speed pitch, didn't break. And it's now 1-1 with one away. Versteeg checks the sign and delivers. Check swing. He did go. And that's strike two. It's now 1-2 to Kaltoff. Kaltoff reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Struck out in the fourth. He's behind in the count now 1-2 with one away and a runner on third. That pitch high and away. 2-2. Jonas on third. He's responsible for the 2 runs. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that's out number 2. And Duffner comes to the plate. 2 more strikeouts for Versteeg. He's got 6 on the game.
Number 21, Austin Duffner.
Duffner with 2 away and a runner on third. That's straight down the middle for a strike. Versteeg back in his rhythm again. Looks at the dirt and delivers. That one's in the dirt. There won't be a play. Jonas came about a third of the way, maybe half the way down the line, but a nice job by Kragenbring to keep the ball close. Versteeg hustling home, and so Jonas knew he'd be hung out to dry. Duffner steps back in, facing a 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. That pitch high, 2-1. This one, a bouncer to the right side. Alexander, it gets over his head and an RBI as touching home is Jonas. And it's now 3-0. Sometimes you get the hops. Duffner gets it that time, and the single scores Jonas to make it 3-0. Skluzacek now 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to short. He'll take the first pitch high and tight. Versteeg winds and fires. Similar pitch. For Skluzacek, the left fielder. The 2-0 pitch from Versteeg. Swing and a miss. 2-1 now with 2 outs. Runner goes. The throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base for Duffner. And now 2 outs and a 2-2 count with a runner in scoring position for Skluzacek. Versteeg with the 2-2 pitch now. High. Count is full. First base is open now with Distel in the on-deck circle. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Cold Spring looking to add to their lead. All 3 runs coming in this 6th. He got a piece of it, fouled it off. Keeps the at-bat alive and the count full. And the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Skluzacek will occupy first. So runners at first and second now with 2 outs. And the designated hitter Distel comes to the plate.
Number 3, the designated hitter, Sam Distel.
Sam is 1 for 2 with a single to left and a strikeout. Two outs as Austin Versteeg is in a jam here, already giving up 3 runs in this inning. Started off with Geislinger getting hit by a pitch. He walked New, and then a 2-run RBI double for Jonas. Duffner singled, then stole second. Skluzacek is on with a walk. That brings Distel to the plate. Facing an 0-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch now for Versteeg. And it's high. They check, they appeal to the infield umpire, but he says no. So he did check his swing. Distel stays alive in the at-bat. It's now 1-2 with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Getting just a piece of it was Distel. Count remains 1-2. Versteeg from the stretch. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the righty gets out of the inning, but Cold Spring puts 3 on the board. They lead 3-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th. Starbuck is coming to bat here next in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Finally breaks the tie with 3 runs on 2. Starbuck is the bottom row as they are the home team. We apologize for the confusion out there. We are so happy to be able to play baseball and to host state tournament games here at Riverside Park during this pandemic.
Back here in Springfield, looking at the line so far for these terrific pitchers that we've seen. Austin Versteeg of Starbuck has pitched 6 innings. He has, let's see, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit batter, and 3 runs. He's given up 6 hits so far in the ball game. Through 5 innings for the Cold Spring pitcher Ryan Hennon. He has 8 strikeouts,
Leading off
giving up
by
just
number
3 hits,
6
no
for
runs,
Starbuck.
no walks or hit batters
Right
either.
fielder, number 7, Andy Toll.
You take that 6th inning off the board for Versteeg, and you've got 2 absolute gems going so far. So now Versteeg will need a little bit of help from his batters. Leading off will be Tope in the 8th spot. Hennon delivers the first pitch in there for a strike. Tope, the right fielder, struck out back in the 3rd inning. That one just above the shoes for Andy Tope. 1-1 the count. Hennon kicks and fires right back up the middle. Geislinger is there. The throw to first is in time for out number 1. Second base has been busy tonight. In our previous game, it seemed like every other ball was hit to the second baseman.
Number 5, Aaron Versteeg.
So Aaron Versteeg, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning, but then was caught in a rundown between first and second to end that inning. So officially he's reached base once with 0 at-bats. 1 away here and a 1-0 pitch. Driven to the gap in right center field. This one will land. Extra bases. Hustling to second is Versteeg, and he's in with a 1-out double. A stand-up double for Versteeg. One of the harder hit balls tonight. One of the few hit balls tonight. But a rocket by Versteeg. And we head to the top of the order.
Double by Versteeg gets us back to the top of the order. For number 4, the shortstop, Mike Gruber.
So Mike Gruber now comes to the plate with a runner on second and a quick meeting at the mound. As the manager, Tom Ficker, comes out for Cold Spring. Boy, just a rocket hit by Versteeg. Quick meeting. Probably saying ignore the runner. Let's just keep striking these guys out and play some good fundamental baseball. So we're ready to resume live action with Gruber at the plate. 1 out here, bottom 6. Hennon, the lefty, getting ready to deal with a runner on second in Versteeg. That pitch in there for a strike to Gruber. Gruber, the leadoff hitter, with 2 strikeouts. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Hennon fires outside. One and one the count, 1 away here, bottom 6. In a game that has flown by. We're almost 2/3 through, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes old. That one catches the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 now the count with 1 away, runner on second. The left-hander kicks and fires. In there for a called strike 3. And Gruber is down for the 3rd time tonight on strikes. 2 away now, and that brings Alexander to the plate.
Second baseman, number 12, Darian Alexander.
Alexander also with 2 strikeouts on the night. Versteeg on second after that rocket double to the gap in right center. That pitch low and inside for a ball. Count is 1-0. That one's right down Main Street for a strike on Alexander, 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. The count is 1-2 now, with two away, with Hennon facing Alexander, the second baseman. Hennon, the lefty, with 9 strikeouts. Make it 10 as he sits down Alexander. The 2017 JUCO Player of the Year is pitching a gem. 4 hits and no runs so far for the Starbuck Stars. We'll head to the 7th inning. It's 3-0 Cold Spring as they come to bat next.
3, Starbuck, nothing.
Is that her? We're just told that Sue from the concession stand is 75 years old today. Congratulations to Sue from the concession stand. Back here in Springfield, into the 7th inning we go. A couple of monster pitchers on the mound. Ryan Hennon for Cold Spring, Austin Versteeg from Starbuck. 10 strikeouts so far as Hennon adds 2 more in that inning. They do get 1 more hit. That's 4. They had no hits in the first and second innings. They were down in order.
Starbuck, number 22, Colin Richards.
Colin Richards coming in now in relief for Austin
Leading
Versteeg.
off the top of the 7th for Cold Spring, the right fielder, number 15, Brady Lynn.
So Brady Lynn now, who made that beautiful diving catch, turned into a double play. Comes to the plate now. Two and 0 is the count. As we take a look at the line on Versteeg, he gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. The Cold Spring Rockies left 5 on during his time on the mound. He had 7 strikeouts, walked 2, and hit 1 batter. That's the unofficial line on my scorecard. 3-1 the count now, with Richards facing his first batter. That one's high and a walk as Lynn heads down to first base on the free pass. So Geislinger,
The center fielder, Tyler Geislinger.
Geislinger, who was hit by a pitch and scored a run on the 2 RBI double by Jonas back in the 6th inning. He reached on an error back in the 1st inning, flew out to left in the 3rd, got hit by a pitch in the 6th, so he's officially just 0 for 1 on the night with a run scored. He faces a 1-0 pitch from Richards. That one misses outside. Two and 0 is the count. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Nobody out here with the leadoff walk going to Lynn. Throw over to first. Diving back is Lynn. 2 balls and 1 strike to Geislinger from the new pitcher, Colin Richards. And again, he checks the runner. Driven to left, but it's going to be foul. A long strike. 2-2 now the count. Nobody out here. Top of 7. Cold Spring at the plate and leading 3-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's in there for a called third strike. So Geislinger is retired. That brings New to the plate.
Number 2, the shortstop, Jordan New.
New doubled back in the 3rd inning. He flew out in the 1st to left, walked and scored a run in the 6th. Now he's at the plate with a runner on 1st in Lynn, showing bunt, pulls it back, the runner goes, and the throw is high and caught by the second baseman, Darian Alexander, to prevent an extra base that time on the high throw by Kragenbring. So a stolen base for Lynn. Here's the 0-1 pitch, low. Bunt shown, foul. So the count is 1-2 now to New. Jordan New, the shortstop for Cold Spring. Colin Richards in relief. The throw to second nearly in time. Count remains 1-2 with 1 out. Runner on second for New. Driven right back up the middle past the pitcher. Fielded by Alexander, but bobbled. And that will likely be an error as well. It is E4. So New reaches safely and advances Lynn over to third base. Still just 1 out as Jonas comes to the plate. He had that rocket 2-run RBI back in the 6th inning to center field. This one swinging for the fences again. Jonas back into the box. 1 away, runners on the corners. And the 0-1 pitch forthcoming from Colin Richards. High and tight. Runner goes to second. Sliding in safely is New. We got the uncontested stolen base. So runners on second and third now for the third baseman, Jonas. Richards kicks and fires. Strike 2. Jones back in the box. Runners on second and third. 1 away here in the 1-2 pitch. Popped up high into the air. The entire infield is in. Pitcher is underneath it. It was bobbled by Richards. And the bases are loaded. Another message from my friend Travis says that Colin Richards is also
19,
a Concordia
baseman,
Moorhead
Alex
pitcher
Geislinger.
and a cancer survivor. Well, hats off to you, young man. Definitely a warrior out there on the mound dealing for Starbuck. One away here, bases loaded. Geislinger fouls it straight back. That would have gone right into the camera if not for the netting. So a stolen base put New on second. A pop-up and an E1 as Jonas lands safely on first. Geislinger, 1 for 3. Takes that pitch wide. It's 2-1. Excuse me, yep, 2-1. Took them a second to put it on the board. Still just one out here in the top of the 7th. That pitch just off the outside corner. Richards from the stretch. Delivers. And a walk that'll bring in a run. So an RBI for Geislinger. Scores Lynn. And it's now 4-0 Cold Spring.
Brings up the catcher, number 14, Kelvin Kaltoff.
So Kaltoff comes to the plate after the Geislinger walk. Second walk of the inning. 2 walks and 2 errors. So no hits so far in this inning, but a run is scored. They haven't put the run up on the board yet, but it is 4-0. One and 0 the count. Make that 2-0 as the ball gets away from the catcher. There will be a play. No, he slides in safely. As New scores on the wild pitch. So another run scored without a hit. And it's now 5-0. And Mike Andreas comes out and he takes the ball away from Colin Richards. And we'll see a new pitcher, a draftee. All the draftees are from Milroy. This is going to be Nathan Dietz. Nathan Dietz in to pitch now for Starbuck. So a tough outing for Colin Richards. Cold Spring, however, extends their lead to 5. Short timeout. Watch some highlights here from PrepSpotlight.tv.
Runner Janke. Here's one hit in the air to left. Carrying deep, away back. Miller to the fence. It's gone! A 2-run bomb wins it. Ethan Rowe, a 2-run shot. And the St. Anthony Hogs defeat the Minneapolis Angels 7-5 in walk-off fashion. His second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to left.
Now pitching for Starbuck, draftee from Milroy, number 12, Nathan Dietz. Kaltoff steps back in with a 2-0 count.
Back here in Springfield, set to resume live action. You heard the PA announcer Reiterate, Nathan Dietz from Milroy, the draftee. Back on the mound, he's a left-handed pitcher. The count remains 2-0 with 1 out to Kaltoff. Runners on second and third. That pitch outside. That one inside for a ball, and what turned out to be a 4-pitch walk, 2 from each pitcher. So now the bases are loaded once again.
Baseman, number 21, Austin Duffner.
So Duffner, who singled in the second and fourth innings,
Pinch running at first
is
base,
2 for
number
3.
23, Luke Humbert.
So Humbert pinch running for Kaltoff after his walk. 3 walks in the inning for Cold Spring and for Starbuck pitchers. 2 errors, 1 on the second baseman, 1 on the pitcher. One and 1 the count now to Duffner. Bases are loaded with Jonas, Geislinger, and Humbert. As Dietz kicks and fires wide. Nathan Dietz from Milroy, the other site of the Class C tournament. That breaking ball is in there for a strike. 2-2 the count now, with 1 away. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Duffner is retired. So 2 strikeouts in the inning now, as Skluzacic comes to the plate.
Brings up the left fielder, number 29, Nick Skluzacic.
Skluzacic 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out and a walk in his last at-bat in the 6th inning. This one flared to right, and it might drop, and it does, just inside the line. Skluzacic hustling for 2. He'll score 2, slides in safely, and now the runner's going to come home. There will not be a play at the plate. Skluzacic clears the bases with a flared single into shallow right field. Jonas, Geislinger, and Humbert all score as Skluzacic merely sticks his bat out, stretches a single into a double. I think it will, however, go down as a single. We'll have to ask. I'm going to put it as a double. That was a good hustle by the big man. This is Distel, the designated hitter, as Cold Spring has batted around here in the 7th inning. They were 1 batter shy of that in the 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch gets away as Skluzacic will trot on down to third. Things slipping away from Starbuck here in the 6th and 7th innings. This was a pitcher's duel in a scoreless game through 5. Cold Spring blew it open. 3 runs in the 3rd, 3 runs in the 6th, 5 so far here in the 7th, and a 3-1 count now to Distel. And a walk. 4th walk of the inning for Starbuck pitchers.
Fielder, number 15, Brady Lynn.
Lynn started the inning with a walk, then stole a base and scored a run. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs. First pitch in there for a strike from Dietz. Dietz kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-1 the count now with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now from Dietz as he deals to Lynn. Starbuck desperately wanting to get out of this inning. And it's driven down the left field line, but foul. Just a long strike. Count remains 1-2 to Lynn. Two outs. And the 1-2 pitch from Dietz. Right down the middle, called third strike. And Starbuck is finally able to get out of this tough 7th inning. But they put up 5. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game.
Summary for Cold Spring in the top of the 7th. 5 runs on 1 hit, 3 errors, and 2 left on base. Time to stretch it out. 7th inning style. Stand up, move around. Don't be afraid to walk over to the concession stand or the merchandise area. And here we go.
Back here in Springfield, Versteeg, who's been moved to center field, dribbles one down the third baseline. Jonas is there, up and firing across the diamond as Duffner squeezes for out number 1. Welcome back, everybody,
24, the third baseman,
as Ryan Hennon continues to pitch his gem. This is Gruber at the top of the order. Oh, 0-1 now the count to Gruber. Hennon working quickly here in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 straight pitches, 3 strikes, and Gruber is down. That's his 4th strikeout of the night. He's 0 for 4.
Sure. Number 11, Mike Kragenbrang.
That was Gruber's 3rd strikeout of the night. My apologies. This one hit right up the middle, diving for it, but past the outstretched glove of Geislinger. And a hit on the board for Starbuck.
Base hit brings up the designated hitter, number 25, Mike Andreas.
Andreas, the manager as well. Grounded out to short back in the second inning. Hit a sacrifice to advance a runner back in the fifth. And he's got a runner on now with 2 away here in the 7th inning. No room for a sacrifice this time. That pitch in there for a strike. Chopper to short. Scooped up by New. The throw and the stretch. No catch. Andreas started to head to second. Heading over to the third is Gruber. Andreas probably could have made second, but when he glanced over. See if they marked that as a hit. I believe they did. No, they haven't yet. Nope, that was an error.
13,
So E6.
Hendrickson.
Two outs, runners on the corners for Hendrickson. That pitch high. Hennon kicks and fires. Driven right up the middle. That'll score a run. Breaking the shutout. Nice job by Starbuck to keep battling. An RBI single for Hendrickson. That will plate Gruber. Kragenbring. And the Stars are on the board.
Stars are on the board with a base hit up the middle.
Jinx.
Brings up the right fielder, number 7, Andy Toll.
So Andy Tope was 0 for 2. Andreas on second base. This all with 2 outs, mind you, as Hennon retired the first 2 batters, Versteeg and Gruber. And now Tope at the plate with runners on first and second. Swing and a miss by Tope. Hennon kicks and fires. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. Oh, 0-2 now to Tope, the right fielder. I hear a train off in the background. Tope wanted to wave at that one. Wisely let it go by. 11 strikeouts on the night so far for Hennon. This one fouled back into the parking lot and hit a car. Not on the direct line, though. It's off a ricochet. That lessens the damage. This is small town baseball here. Train rolling in the in the outfield. Swing and a miss. A dozen strikeouts for Ryan Hennon. But Starbuck puts one on the board. It's now 8-1 as we head into the 8th inning here in Springfield. You're watching live coverage of the State Amateur Baseball Tournament on PrepSpotlight.tv.
1 error and 2 left on base. Leading off for Cold Spring, top of the order, center fielder, number 5, Tyler Geislinger.
All right, you heard the pitching change there. Another draftee from Milroy, the brother of Nathan Dietz, Austin Dietz. This one driven to the gap in right center field. This one back near the wall, and it's gone. A home run for Geislinger, and it's 9-1. First pitch from the new pitcher, Austin Dietz.
Shortstop, number 2,
And
Jordan
a very
Yu.
rude welcoming by the leadoff hitter, center fielder Tyler Geislinger. That pitch in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch misses the inside corner. The 1-1 pitch outside and low, hit the dirt. A pitch inside as well. 3-1 now to New. New scored a couple runs. Reached on an error on a walk. Another walk now. He also doubled back in the third inning, but he gets another free pass here.
Third baseman, number 1, David Jonas.
Cold Spring went 5 innings without scoring a run. They put 4 hits on the board during those first 5 innings. Since then, 4 hits, 9 runs, and several walks and errors have led to this 9-1 lead. This one driven down the left field line, curling, gone! No, it was foul. I thought it looked foul from here. It was curling that way. Certainly cleared the fence. But foul ball indeed for Jonas. Looking at Jonas's night, grounded out in the first, struck out in the third. In the sixth, he hit a sharp 2 RBI double to center. He then scored a run himself later. He reached on an error in the seventh and scored a run. Now he drives one to left field. That'll drop in for a no-out single, back-to-back singles. Excuse me, take that back. The first one was a walk. That was a single.
Brings up the second baseman, number 19, Alex Geislinger.
So Alex Geislinger to the plate now. Singled in the second, flew out to third, back in the fourth, struck out in the sixth, walked and scored a run in the seventh. Takes ball 1 here. Check swing, a bouncer to first. Can they beat him there? Dietz grabs it, but he beats him. They're going to say he's safe. He is safe. Great hustle down the line by Geislinger. And nothing wrong with the play that time by Henriksen or Dietz. They just couldn't get there in time. Some heckling from the spectators, but the right call was made.
Number 8, Colin Eskew.
So Colin Eskew coming in to bat for Kaltoff. Bases loaded, nobody out. Takes first pitch, strike. 0-1 the count now to Eskew in his debut at bat here in the 8th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. That pitch outside. Nowhere to put him. Just into the game. New pitcher, draftee from Milroy, Austin Dietz. That pitch high. 2-1 the count. As Dietz kicks and fires. Swung on and fouled back. Right between the catcher's and umpire's legs. Fortunately, that thing was moving pretty good. The 2-2 pitch from Dietz. Driven to the left side, into the third baseman's glove. He comes home with it for out number 1. Gruber to Kragenbring. And so the 3-2 putout retires New.
Number 21, Austin Duffner.
Duffner now to the plate. Couple of singles and a stolen base. He's 2 for 4. Bases loaded, 1 out. That pitch inside. Dietz from the windup. That pitch high. 2-0. That pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 now to Duffner, first baseman. Struck out in his last at bat. This one driven to the gap in left center field. That'll score 2. Jonas touches home. Geislinger touches home. They're going to send Eskew home as well. 3-run score on the double by Duffner. And the players all mobbing outside of the Cold Spring dugout as they put 3 more on the board. It's now 12-1. Dietz has been sent off, and they'll bring in the other draftee from Milroy. This is Isaac Schmidt. Well, he warms up. We'll watch some highlights here from PrepSpotlight.tv and our state tournament coverage.
Now he cracks one hard to left field. A 2-run home run. Dead center field.
And the pitch. Grounded towards the right side and past the diving first baseman. Coming up throwing is the right fielder. There will be a play at the plate, and he is safe. He gets underneath the tag. One in the second, and another one. How about that? The trifecta of home runs as Davis hammers it out.
Ready for the fly ball, pretty well hit the left field. Bulow going back for it, still going, and it is off the wall, or the fence, I should say. Knight around third, throw to the plate, and it would have got him, but Granger could not hang on.
Runner Janke. Here's one to hit in the air to left. Carrying deep away back. Miller to the fence. His second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to left.
Back here in Springfield, it's 12-1. Cold Spring is pouring it on with a big
Rockies,
8th inning.
left fielder, number 29, Nick Skluzacek.
This all in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. So Skluzacek now comes to the plate. Duffner is at second after his double that scored 3 runs, a 3 RBI double. Eskew scored from first base, Geislinger from second, Jonas from third. So there is a 10-run rule here in the state amateur baseball tournament. However, since Starbuck is the home team, they will get a chance as Skluzacek swings and misses. 1-1 the count. Isaac Schmidt from Milroy into pitch. That pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 now with one away. This one flared foul, hustling over for it, but unable to get there was the first baseman, Henriksen. Count remains 2-2 to Skluzacek. He's got a double and a walk. No runs scored. He's 1 for 3 officially. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball high. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Skluzacek is out number 2. Second strikeout. Excuse me, no, that was the first strikeout of the inning.
3, Sam Distel.
The other putout was the 5-3, no, excuse me, the 3-2 putout of New at home. So Distel at the plate. Takes the first pitch ball. The inning started with a home run by Geislinger over the right center field fence near the Springfield High School Tigers football scoreboard. And then Jonas scored, Geislinger scored, Eskew scored, all on the Duffner double. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 2-2 now with a runner on second. And strike 3, Distel, back-to-back strikeouts, his 4th of the night. But he also has a walk and a single. But he's down here to end the 8th inning. 10-run rule is in place. Starbuck needs to bring the bats here in the 8th. They'll take to the plate when we return here in Springfield on PrepSpotlight.tv.
For the Rockies.
Back here in Springfield, Cold Spring looking to close this one out 1 inning early. They're up 12-1 here as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Hennon dealing, pitching a gem.
Number 5, Aaron Versteeg.
Versteeg at the plate now. He has reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd, doubled in the 6th. And then he's trailing now in the count to Hennon, 1-2. Pop up to the left side. Jonas back, shortstop New there to make the catch for out number 1. And we're heading to the top of the order for Gruber.
Shortstop, number 4, Mike Gruber.
Gruber with 3 strikeouts on the night. This one, slow roller to New. Scoops and throws, the stretch and the catch for out number 2. Nice play by New and by Duffner, the first baseman, to get down and dirty. And Hennon has 1 more to retire. He's got 12 strikeouts on the night. Giving up 6 hits and just 1 run. Breaking ball, kisses the inside corner for a strike. That one touches the outside corner for a strike. Two outs with the 10-run rule in place. The lefty kicks and fires. Make it a baker's dozen for the 2017 JUCO Player of the Year. Ryan Hennon strikes out 13 to end the game. A gem
Cold Spring Rockies
for Ryan Hennon of Cold Spring. 12-1 the final score. A short timeout. We'll be back to wrap this one up for you in just a moment here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Check out your bracket. Congratulations to both teams for being here today, playing in the state tournament.
Back here in Springfield, I want to thank all of you for joining us here. Ryan Hennon pitched a beauty. 13 strikeouts. He gave up 1 run on 6 hits as the Cold Spring Rockies win this one 12-1. And hats off to the starting pitcher from Starbuck as well. Austin Versteeg pitched 5 great innings and just had a tough time in the 6th. 3 runs put up by Cold Spring in the 6th inning, gave them a 3-0 lead. They added 5 more and then 4 more after that to make it 12-1. So the Cold Spring bats came to life, but they also benefited from 5 Starbuck errors and then several walks as well. So the game started out just as a pitcher's duel and then fell apart defensively for Starbuck, but definitely a fun first 5 innings of this one, watching the pitchers and the defense do their work. But Cold Spring ultimately comes to life at the plate, putting up 12 runs. They win this one 12-1 in 8 innings, and they move on to their game next Sunday. Next Sunday at 11 a.m. right here in Springfield. It'll be Cold Spring versus Buckman. We'll have it right here for you on PrepSpotlight.tv.